There is a moment in every life when the mind becomes heavy without reason. Words spoken by others echo longer than they should. Thoughts you never invited begin to live inside you as if they belong there. You carry them not because they are true, but because you forgot you can put them down. In such moments, the wise do not fight the world. They do not chase every shadow with anger. They do not return poison for poison. Instead, they turn inward and observe a simple truth: what enters the mind does not have to remain there. There is an old symbolic practice taught in silence, not as magic, but as awareness training. It is called the glass of water practice. You take a clear glass, you fill it with clean water, you sit quietly, you allow the mind to settle just as dust settles in still water. And then in full awareness, you bring to mind the negativity. You feel words that hurt, emotions that disturb, energy that feels heavy. You do not suppress it, you do not become it. You simply see it as if it is already separate from you. Then comes the symbolic gesture. You imagine that this water receives everything you are holding. Not to keep it forever, but to show you something important, that even when something enters, it does not have to define the water itself. The water remains water. It only appears clouded for a moment. Now the teaching is not in the water. The teaching is in you. You are not asked to drink it. You are not asked to send harm back to anyone. The deeper meaning is far more subtle. You are observing how quickly the mind collects residue, how easily it becomes cloudy. And you are learning the skill of cleansing without hatred. After a few moments, you gently imagine the water becoming clear again, not by force but by stillness. The particles settle. The agitation slows. What was disturbed begins to return to its natural state. This is how the mind works when it is not interfered with. The practice is simple, but its meaning is profound. Most suffering is not created by what happens to us, but by what we continue to hold. Someone's anger, once spoken, has already left them. But if we receive it and replay it again and again, we become its carrier. The glass reminds you you are a container, not a prison. You receive impressions, but you are not required to store them permanently. And what of sending it back? In wisdom practice, nothing truly needs to be sent back with force. What is heavy naturally returns to emptiness when it is not fed. When you stop repeating anger, it loses its shape. When you stop rehearsing pain, it loses its authority. What people call sending back bad energy is, in truth, the art of no longer carrying what was never yours. After the practice, you may gently pour the water away. Not with anger, not with ritual aggression, but with understanding. You are not rejecting the world, you are releasing distortion. Then you sit for a moment without holding anything. No story, no defense. No argument, just presence. In that simplicity, something quietly returns: clarity. You begin to notice that most bad vibes are not forces outside you. They are interpretations inside you. And interpretations can be changed not by struggle but by awareness. A calm mind does not need protection from every direction. It naturally becomes less sticky. Insults pass through it like wind through open space. Praise also passes without attachment. What remains is not indifference but stability. So the glass is not a weapon. It is a mirror. It shows you how quickly you absorb, how quickly you release, and how deeply you can return to stillness when you remember your nature. And when you leave the practice, you do not leave with a sense of victory over others. You leave with something quieter and far more powerful, the understanding that peace is not something you defend. It is something you stop abandoning. The mind absorbs negativity easily but does not have to keep it. Most emotional pain comes from replaying hurtful words and thoughts, not from the original event itself. Awareness helps you notice what you are carrying unnecessarily. The mind often behaves like a vessel that never learned how to stay empty. It receives words, impressions, and emotions throughout the day, yet it rarely questions what it should keep and what it should release. A single harsh sentence can remain longer than 100 kind ones. A moment of insult can echo for hours, sometimes days, not because it is powerful in itself, but because the mind continues to hold it, turning something small into something heavy. In truth, most of what disturbs a person is not the event itself, but the internal repetition of that event. When a hurtful experience is replayed again and again, it begins to feel larger than life. The mind forgets that it is the one generating the continuity. It believes it is still happening even when it has already passed. This is how unnecessary suffering is created. There is a simple way to understand this. Imagine a clear glass filled with water. When something is dropped into it, the water becomes cloudy for a moment. But if the glass is left still, without shaking or stirring, the particles begin to settle naturally. The water does not need force to become clear again, it only needs non-interference. The disturbance fades when it is no longer supported. The human mind works in a similar way. Thoughts are like particles in water. When stirred by anger, fear, or repeated attention, they remain suspended and visible. But when attention is withdrawn and stillness is allowed, they begin to settle on their own. This settling is not an achievement, it is a natural process that is constantly available but often ignored. The symbolic act of imagining negativity entering a glass of water is not meant as a literal transfer of energy. It is a training of awareness. It teaches a person to see that what is received does not have to become part of identity. A feeling can arise without becoming permanent. A thought can appear without becoming truth. The mind is spacious enough to hold experiences without being defined by them. When this understanding deepens, the idea of sending back bad vibes transforms. It is no longer an act of resistance or retaliation. Instead, it becomes the simple recognition that what is not nourished will dissolve on its own. You do not need to fight every disturbance, you only need to stop feeding it with attention. Stillness reveals the nature of emotional disturbance. When you pause and observe your thoughts without reacting, you can see how anger, stress, and negativity behave like temporary clouds in the mind. When the mind is unsettled, it often believes that the disturbance comes from outside. A word spoken by someone, a tone that felt disrespectful, an action that seemed unfair, these become the focus of attention. Yet what truly creates suffering is not the event itself, but the way it is carried within. The mind has a habit of holding on to impressions long after they have ended, as if replaying them could somehow change what already happened. In reality, this repetition only strengthens the weight of the experience. If one observes carefully, it becomes clear that thoughts behave like ripples in water. A single drop can disturb the surface, but the disturbance does not last forever. It is the constant stirring that keeps the water unclear. Similarly, when attention keeps returning to a painful memory, it is like continuously shaking a glass that could otherwise become still. The natural state of the mind is not confusion, but clarity. Disturbance is temporary, clarity is always available beneath it. There is a symbolic reflection used to understand this process more deeply. One sits quietly with a glass of water, not as a magical act, but as a way of observing the mind through form. The water represents awareness. Whatever is imagined entering it represents thoughts, emotions, or external negativity. As these are visualized, one begins to notice how easily clarity can appear disturbed. But more importantly, one also sees how nothing in the water is permanent. Even when clouded, it holds the possibility of returning to stillness without effort. This realization changes the relationship with negativity. Instead of reacting to every disturbance with resistance or emotional struggle, we can choose to respond in a way that is calm, gentle, and peaceful. There is a gradual understanding that attention is the true nourishment of mental states. What is constantly revisited grows stronger. What is left alone begins to dissolve. This is not suppression but non-participation. The mind is not being forced into silence, it is simply no longer being fed unnecessary continuation. The idea of sending back bad vibes therefore becomes symbolic rather than literal. It is not about directing harm outward, nor about engaging in invisible conflict. It is about recognizing that internal space does not need to be occupied by what does not belong. When awareness withdraws from agitation, the agitation loses its structure. It cannot persist without support. In this understanding, peace is not something achieved through effortful control. It is what remains when unnecessary holding stops. Like water settling when left undisturbed, the mind naturally returns to clarity when it is not repeatedly pulled into old impressions. Symbolic practices, like the glass of water, train awareness, not superstition. The glass represents the mind. It can become cloudy when disturbed, but it naturally settles when left undisturbed. The purpose is reflection, not ritual power. There is a subtle truth often overlooked in daily life. The mind does not merely experience the world, it also interprets, stores, and repeats it. What enters through the senses is only the beginning. What follows afterward, memory, reaction, imagination, is where most of human suffering quietly grows. A single moment of discomfort can be stretched into a long internal story, not because the moment is still present, but because attention keeps returning to it. In this way, the past is unknowingly kept alive. When a person feels disturbed by others, it usually seems as though something external has invaded their peace. But if examined closely, the disturbance is sustained internally. Without continued attention, even the strongest emotional reaction fades. This is the natural behavior of all mental states. They arise, they shift, and they dissolve. Nothing emotional is designed to remain fixed unless it is repeatedly reinforced by thought. To understand this more clearly, the metaphor of a glass of water is often used. A clear glass represents a quiet mind. When something is introduced into it, the water may appear clouded. Yet the cloudiness is not the nature of the water, it is a temporary condition created by movement. If the glass is placed down and left undisturbed, the particles begin to settle on their own. No struggle is required. No force is needed. Clarity returns naturally when agitation stops. This simple observation reveals something important about emotional life. Most people try to fix their inner state by reacting more, thinking more, analyzing more, defending more. But often what is truly needed is the opposite. Less engagement with the disturbance itself. The more attention is given to a painful thought, the more it seems to solidify. The less it is fed, the weaker it becomes. In this sense, practices that symbolically involve the glass of water are not about transferring negativity anywhere. They are about witnessing the mechanics of the mind. When one imagines emotional heaviness entering the water, it becomes easier to see how quickly clarity can feel obscured. But more importantly, it also becomes clear that the water itself has not changed its essence. It only appears clouded temporarily. From this understanding, the idea of sending bad vibes back transforms completely. It is no longer an act of opposition. It becomes the recognition that attention is the true currency of mental experience. Whatever is not continuously supported loses strength. Whatever is not revisited loses form. The mind does not need battle, it needs awareness. Over time, this insight creates a quiet shift. The urge to react weakens. The need to carry emotional residue fades. Life is still experienced fully, but less is stored unnecessarily. And in that simplicity, a deeper steadiness appears, not because the world becomes perfect, but because the habit of holding on to its disturbances begins to dissolve. True release is not about returning harm, but stopping internal repetition. Sending back bad vibes is understood as no longer feeding negative thoughts. When you stop repeating them, they lose strength and influence. In the unfolding of daily life, the mind is constantly touched by countless impressions. Some are gentle, some are sharp, and some pass unnoticed. Yet what determines inner experience is not the number of impressions, but the way they are carried afterward. A moment spoken in anger, a misunderstanding, or even a slight tone of disrespect can remain far beyond its natural lifespan if it is repeatedly recalled. In this way, the present becomes crowded with echoes of what has already passed. The deeper difficulty is not in the world itself, but in the tendency to continue engaging with what the world has already offered. When attention returns again and again to a painful thought, it is as if the mind is reopening a wound that had already begun to heal. This repetition gives form and strength to something that would otherwise fade quietly on its own. What is sustained internally begins to feel external and permanent, even though it is continuously being recreated within. To understand this process more clearly, the simple image of a glass of water is often used. A clear glass represents awareness in its natural state. When disturbed, particles rise and the water appears unclear. But this clarity is not lost forever, it is only momentarily obscured by movement. If the glass is left untouched without shaking or stirring, the particles gradually settle. Nothing is forced. No effort is applied. Stillness itself allows clarity to return. In the same way, emotional disturbance follows a natural rhythm. It arises, it moves, and it dissolves. The difficulty begins when the mind refuses to let it complete its cycle. Instead of allowing settling, attention keeps the disturbance active. This is why certain thoughts feel persistent, not because they are strong in themselves, but because they are continuously energized through repetition. Symbolic practices involving water are not meant to create external change, but to reveal internal patterns. When one imagines emotional heaviness entering a glass, it becomes easier to observe how quickly clarity seems affected. Yet at the same time, it also becomes clear that the water's essence has not been altered. The disturbance is temporary, not fundamental. This reflection teaches that what appears overwhelming is often only transient movement within awareness. From this understanding, the idea of returning negativity outward loses its importance. There is no need to engage in mental conflict or imagined retaliation. What is not continuously fed naturally weakens. What is not repeatedly revisited slowly dissolves. The real transformation happens not through resistance but through non-participation. Inner peace is maintained by letting go, not resisting. Calmness is not something you fight to protect, it naturally appears when you stop holding on to resentment, stories, and emotional residue. In the ordinary movement of life, the human mind is constantly receiving impressions, like a stream that never stops flowing. Words spoken by others, situations encountered during the day, and even silent assumptions formed within can all leave traces. Most of these impressions are not inherently heavy, yet they gain weight through repetition. A single uncomfortable moment, if replayed enough times, begins to feel larger than it originally was. In this way, the mind becomes both the receiver and the amplifier of its own disturbance. What is often misunderstood is that emotional heaviness is not always caused by external reality. More often it is sustained by internal continuation. When attention returns again and again to a painful thought, the mind unconsciously gives it renewed existence. It is similar to a flame that is not allowed to die out because it is constantly fed. Without this feeding, many emotional states would naturally dissolve on their own, just as ripples on water eventually disappear when no new disturbance is added. To understand this principle more deeply, the metaphor of a glass of water can be contemplated. A clear glass represents awareness in its natural state, simple, still, and transparent. When something is introduced into it, the water may temporarily appear unclear, but this change is not permanent. The clarity is not destroyed, it is only hidden by movement. If the glass is left undisturbed without shaking or interference, the particles begin to settle according to their own nature. No force is required. Stillness alone allows the original clarity to reappear. This reflection reveals an important truth about inner experience. Disturbance is not a fixed condition, but a temporary activity. The mistake often made is treating emotional turbulence as something solid and permanent. In response, the mind tries to fight it, resist it, or control it, which often creates further tension. Yet if one simply allows the disturbance to exist without further engagement, it begins to lose momentum naturally. Symbolic practices involving water are not about transferring negativity or sending harm anywhere. They are contemplations designed to reveal how the mind operates. When one imagines emotional heaviness entering a glass, it becomes easier to observe how quickly clarity seems affected. But more importantly, it also becomes evident that nothing essential has changed. The nature of the water remains the same beneath the temporary cloudiness. This insight gently points toward the difference between appearance and reality in mental life. From this understanding, the idea of sending bad vibes back transforms into something quieter and more profound. It is no longer about opposition or imagined exchange. Instead, it becomes the recognition that attention is the sustaining force behind experience. Whatever is repeatedly attended to gains strength. Whatever is left without reinforcement begins to fade. In this sense, inner freedom is not achieved through struggle, but through the gradual withdrawal of unnecessary participation. As this awareness deepens, a subtle shift occurs in how life is met. Experiences still arise, but they are less likely to settle permanently within. Thoughts are seen more as passing events rather than personal burdens. Emotional impressions are allowed to complete their natural cycle without being extended. Over time, this creates a quieter mind, not because the world has changed, but because the habit of holding has loosened. In that simplicity, something steady remains. Not as a constructed state, but as the natural condition that appears when unnecessary disturbance is no longer maintained.